Hi, everybody. My name is Natasha, and I'm a naturopath here at the Lucy Rose Clinic. So, today we've got a really great topic. We're going to talk all about men's mental health today, more so about concerns that are driving the mental health crisis in Australia, which it is. There is a lot of statistics at the moment showing that the mental health of males is unfortunately declining. So I'm here to talk about, I guess, breaking the stigma behind mental health concerns in males. And I can't wait to share some information and some tips and tools that I think would be great to support males' mental health. This is also for females. If you are paying attention as well, you're tuning in and you do find that mental health is something that affects you. But I am going to be talking a little bit more specifically about males' mental health today. So, if you have any questions for the live, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, send us a message. We do have great avenues to chat through Facebook, Instagram, and social media these days. So, we love chatting to everybody and answering questions you may have about our live discussions. So, let's dive straight in. Now, mental health in Australia for males, when we're looking at the statistics, unfortunately, it does remain a significant concern. So, recent research, published by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Australian Institute of Family Studies, does show that 15% of Australian men have actually experienced a mental health disorder in the last 12 months in Australia, and 25% have reported a diagnosed mental health disorder at some point in their lifetime. So it's a significant amount of the population that is struggling with mental health concerns. Now, it is rising. So depression rates, 7% among teenage males, up to 13% in adult males. It is an increasing statistic. So we need to really address it and find a way to create some communication around the topic. Now, there is a lot of barriers to care with males in Australia. Stigma, so talking about mental health, which we'll dive into a lot today. Cost, so psychology, counselling, these are not, unfortunately, cheap therapies. So this is a huge barrier. Long wait times to see psychologists or counsellors. Concerns about appearing weak. So this is also a huge concern. And yeah, about 80% of males who do experience emotional difficulties are not actually reaching out to use the helplines that are available, which is such a shame because we do have great people, there to support mental health, and it needs to be well accessed. So I'm going to actually list a few of the key companies and corporations at the end of my chat here about what I think would be great to have as a standby for someone to talk to. But what are some contributing factors to the mental health decline in males? Economic stresses. So, as everybody is struggling at the moment with, the financial pressures that we are living in, is a huge factor. Unemployment, cost of living pressure, also trying to, enter the labour force if you have been out of work for a while. But there is definitely a lot of mental health trends in Australia as well. They are showing that, unfortunately, mental health is not improving too much over the last decade. So it is showing us that we do need to have a much more hands-on approach to tackling mental health. And there's a lot of factors which can contribute to it worsening as well. So what I'd like to discuss today is, I guess, tips and tools. What can we do to identify if there is a mental health condition or concern, either in yourself or someone that you know? And what can we do to help? What kind of recommendations can we make? What kind of things can we think of to help support mental health in males, females too, but mostly males in this discussion, and where we can access these supports. So if this does bring up anything for you, please, again, I'm going to list a great list of chat lines and free services at the end of the consult that will be available to you. And anything that I speak about, again, I'm more than happy to debrief with you on, so please reach out if needed. So when it comes to stigma, now we know that there is a very hesitant point with talking about mental health and emotions in Australian males. However, that is not conducive to treatment in the long term. So, in efforts to improve the statistics of the worsening mental health levels in males, we do need to do something different. Okay, so we can't continue to have this barrier around communication. We can't be fearful of weakness, vulnerability. It does actually need to be discussed in more depth, because in the scenario that it is actually a male father figure, an adult male who may be battling mental health concerns, um, children, offspring, they're probably observing that. And the most amazing thing to see is a male who is open and talking about their feelings and communicating, because it does have a very good role model effect for the children and offspring who, in this day and age, are likely to struggle at some point in their lives. We are battling social media, again, financial, you know school bullying. There's lots of things at play that can worsen mental health. So to have a good role model in someone in the family who is open and able to communicate to their offspring, to their children, to other family members, that it's actually okay to talk about how you're feeling, and it is actually that one further step in the next direction to helping. So what can we do? What can we do to help? Create safety around the discussion. Yeah, so there is absolutely no shame in talking about mental health, sadness, depression, anxiety, complex disorders like PTSD. I'm sure that there's a lot of males who have gone through, PTSD, whether that be career driven or scenarios in life. These things will bottle up, okay, inside in terms of the body's reaction to this emotional weight. It is actually showing to cause sickness and illness physically in the future. I myself have seen this as a practitioner in clinic when there is a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt, there's, complex emotions that are being stored inside. This is an energetic, this is heavy on the heart. You can feel it. Imagine feeling the weight of anxiety and depression every day and not being able to talk about it and release it. That does actually build up over time, and it is absolutely contributing to the development of things like autoimmune concerns, thyroid imbalances, hormone issues, and further, mental health issues that are needing medicated treatment. So the more you can actually talk about things with your health, whether that be psychological, physical, it is one step closer to healing it. Now, what can drive the development of these conditions? We did speak about, again, factors, financial pressures, family pressures, work pressures. Lots of things can contribute or be a trigger to the condition. But what I am seeing a lot of as a practitioner in the clinic is that males are presenting with horrid amounts of fatigue. Okay, so energy levels are very, very low. And it is a physical energy. So, actually waking up feeling exhausted, but it is also the motivational feeling too. So just feeling flat, okay? Not having that, yep, I'm up, I'm ready to go, I'm ready for work, I'm excited, let's get into it. It is I'm just getting by, it's probably age. This is not the case. It is many, many things that contribute to fatigue, yes, but it isn't just normal to be aging with that. And you can feel that emotive, flatness, which is actually sadness in a way as well. It can be low cortisol, it can be low testosterone, it can be thyroid issues. Lots of these things can actually drive this condition and make it feel ultimately like the symptom of sadness, depression, anxiety, and very low mood. Low libido is a huge one that we talk about with our patients. So the interplay between factors that can, yes, if there's been a hard time in your life, that's contributed to development of anxiety or depression, and that needs to be discussed with a psychologist, counselor, anybody who you do feel safe with. But if it progresses, that it's actually becoming fatigue, it's actually becoming an autoimmune concern, you're getting sick all the time, you've got IBS, these types of symptoms in the body, they can be stemming from an unresolved mental health condition. So we do need to talk about that. And people do come and they are ready to address these imbalances. Can I test my cortisol? Can I test my thyroid? Can I test my hormones? yes, it is important to do that because these symptoms they do match with hormonal imbalances. Things like testosterone, as an example, hugely correlated with mood. Things like your thyroid can absolutely contribute with metabolism, so weight. Definitely the fatigue picture as well. And cortisol is a huge one. So we need healthy levels of cortisol. In times of stress, cortisol will jump up, it will skyrocket, which is normal for short amounts of time. But if you've been through a long period of stress and that cortisol continues to stay elevated, it is going to cause imbalances in many hormones in the body, not just cortisol. It can absolutely lead to issues with melatonin production. So you could feel insomnia, anxiety before sleep, waking up during the night, waking up feeling unrefreshed. So we do need to actually address the hormonal imbalance at this point. But again, naturopaths, we hear things all the time. There is no grey area in our discussion with our patients. So, in any male who is listening, there is, we talk about everything, and everything is on the table: stools, bowel motions, libido, mood. These are not things that we are shy about talking or shy to talk about. We understand that it can be a bit confronting for a male to talk about these things with us. However, we are here to help. And if there is nobody else who is having this discussion with you about these symptoms, then we are happy to. Okay. So, as naturopaths, that's what we do. We address the symptom, how you're feeling, get to the nitty gritty details of it. What is the worst of it, and how can we help it? Now, in terms of treatment, yes, again, if you're working with us, you are likely to have your, anxiety can be supported, depression can be supported, herbal supplements, medications, nutrients, lots of things here to help. But we really love to push the importance of the lifestyle factors. So, when it comes to mental health in males, one of the biggest thing we're seeing as a theme is actually loneliness and isolation. So, whether that is not having a lot of friends and family around them, whether you're living somewhere rural or, on a remote location, not having a community, not having friends, not having the kind of people around you to help you feel like you are part of a community. Loneliness is one of the biggest drivers of depression development in Australia with males. And again, all these factors that can come into why we have become such an isolated country, um, they're variable. But we are also battling social media again, working from home. There's lots of things that are contributing to loneliness. I always love to create the correlation of places like blue zones in, Italy and Japan. And these are areas of the world that people are living to the longest ages, 100 years old plus. What they have as a huge point of difference is they have community. There is people around at all times. There is family, there is friends, neighbors that we're talking to. And loneliness is not something that is prevalent amongst these countries and continents where they are living to the oldest. And they're also, have the lowest rates of things like depression and anxiety. So loneliness is a huge factor amongst males. And something that I really love to see now in this modern day and age is actually the development of groups that are addressing connection. Men's groups, men's sheds, there's age changes, from teenagers who've got footy and sports clubs. There is something around that you will be able to participate in, up until males in their 60s 70s who are actually participating in men's sheds, and they're able to get together and just get their hands dirty and get involved in something alongside others. So it's connection that's really important to address the mental health crisis in males in Australia. And yes, again, that is a point of contact, psychology, counselling, but just to observe, is there an element of loneliness involved in a mental health condition? There likely is. And the males also are probably more inclined to want to isolate when they're not feeling their best, but that is not the key to the treatment. You do need to feel connected. You do need to speak and get things off your chest. So trying to find that men's group in your community, because there will be one, I promise you. In Perth, as an example, there is fantastic, morning swim groups, run clubs, ice bath, sauna, lots of breath work societies and things that males can get involved in. And I do encourage it because I guarantee it, you are not the only person in the community who is battling this. So, yeah, absolutely love to encourage getting involved in something that is going to bring community and is going to bring connection. Um, Alongside that, what can you do for yourself? So I always like to bring it back to, if you are feeling low, depression, anxiety, these do have effects with low neurotransmitters. So that's things like your serotonin, your dopamine, and they will absolutely affect your hormone levels like testosterone. Okay. So if we do have this low testosterone, got, issues with serotonin and dopamine, which is absolutely more of the physical and neurological component to mental health concerns. What can we do to improve them? Find something that's going to improve your dopamine, give you that boost or that hit of energy that, these neurotransmitters are here for. Exercise is fantastic for this. Cycling, weights, getting into the gym, doing exercise, cold swims, jump into the ocean, saunas, sauna therapy, heat therapy. These things are actually more popular these days because it is improving people's dopamine and it is improving their serotonin, which in turn has a really positive effect on testosterone. And that absolutely will improve the mental health function and the way that a male is feeling. So, anything that you can do to optimize your hormones and neurotransmitters through lifestyle, again, exercise is the best thing for it, then I would absolutely be encouraging to get involved in that. And again, you're in part of a community, get involved in a group class, group exercise, start doing some movement. There is going to be people in that group that are very similar to what you are experiencing as well. Now, lastly, just the importance that diet and nutrition have to play in these conditions. You need to be eating well. If there is a sugar, high sugar consumption, high processed foods, you're probably not going to be feeling too good. These actually do have effects on your testosterone. They do affect your thyroid conditions. They do affect your blood sugar dysregulation. They can lead to weight gain and probably aren't making you feel too good with your energy as well. So if you're seeing high alcohol consumption, if there's sugar consumption, takeaway foods, and you're not doing the right things like exercising and moving, then this dietary approach is going to have a huge contribution to mental health decline. So get onto good dietary protocols. Okay, does make the world of difference with males. What else? Well, again, you can go that step further. And if you can't get yourself up and moving to do these things on your own, you do need the support of someone, then we are here. That is what we do. We are here to address the symptoms, how you're feeling right now, and actually make the recommendations and things we need to do in order to get you feeling better. Whether that is changing your diet, telling you how much you need to be exercising, helping you with herbs and supplements to address depression and anxiety, work alongside your doctor with medications, refer on for psychology and counseling and groups that will be able to help you. This is what we are here for. We are here to help you navigate and find out where the next best thing is. Now, just to finish off, I would love to just chat about some of the groups that we do have available for men's health in Australia. So obviously, Lifeline is a big one. Anybody having a personal crisis, 13 11 14 is the Lifeline number, and you can chat to them online. There is a specific online counselling forum for males in Australia. It is called Men's Line Australia. Please use it. They are fantastic. It doesn't matter what issue, small or large. 1300 78 99 78 is their number, and they are fantastic. There is Dads in Distress. So if there is a peer support that is needed for males who have been separated from their partner, 1300 853 437, Dads in Distress, that is more specifically to parenting help. Beyond Blue, that is designed for men of any age. Mood Gym, is actually, and so Moodgym is a free online cognitive behavior service for males in Australia. For Indigenous, Aboriginal, and Torres Strait Islanders, 13 Yarn is a great one that you can get in touch with. So 139276. And also with Aboriginal and Indigenous males, Brother to Brother is a crisis line, 1800 435 799. So there is amazing, amazing, groups. The last one, the G'day line. So GDAYLINE. This is a free service to help older Australian males managing isolation and loneliness. Again, talking about the importance of connection. 1300 920 552. They are fantastic. All of these helplines are amazing, and you can't go wrong with getting in touch with any of them. So please reach out. Please do talk. Please do be open, and actually remember that vulnerability is strength, and every single person in your life who will observe you being vulnerable and open and talking about how you're feeling will see that as a strength and not as a weakness. So please don't fear communication. There is so many people around you to help in terms of discussion, points of contact if you do need the support. And please also remember that we can also help with the physiological side of things. If you can't get on top of the anxiety, if you can't get on top of your insomnia, we are here to help with that as well, and then make the referrals needed to send you on your way and where you need to go to continue to improve. So, yeah, I really hope that that was helpful and insightful for anybody who is watching on. My name is Natasha. I'm a naturopath here at the Lucy Rose Clinic, and I do love to chat to males all the time about their health and how we can optimize it. And I hope that you guys will be back next week with a new topic. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this will be recorded so you can also watch it back. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening.